Madison sighed, stretching comfortably before standing up. The air felt different. I looked up at her, a bit fuzzy and out of breath. She watched me with a gentle smile. Then she reached for the top button of her shirt. "Well," she said softly, easing the fabric off her shoulders, a warm, understanding curve to her lips. "I suppose I shouldn't just sit and listen. Before we go any further, please take a quick second to hit like and subscribe. It's quick, free, and helps more than you know. Thank you. Now, let's get started. If I don't feel a real friend's heart near mine soon, I might actually lose my way." The words came out before I could hold them back. Too honest, too open. But after 3 years of quiet ache, 2 glasses of tea, and exactly 0 warm evenings, I wasn't in the mood to hide anymore. Madison paused mid-step, then smiled softly. "Damn, that's tough." I sighed, shifting in my chair. "Worse, my old friend was, let's just say, not exactly inspiring. And now I thought being alone would be easy. Turns out it's just a lot of empty chats and even lonelier choices." Madison's eyes sparkled. "So what's holding you back from just reaching out to someone?" I let out a soft laugh. "Oh, sure. Let me just find the nearest kind soul and hope they're worth it." The truth was, I didn't want just anyone. I wanted to feel truly seen again. Madison looked at me for a moment, then breathed out like she'd just decided something. "You know, I think I have an idea." I raised an eyebrow. "If you're about to suggest some group full of strangers, I swear." "Nope," she said smoothly. Then, with a slow sip of tea and a smile that warmed my chest, she added, "You should borrow my partner." Silence. I blinked. Sure, I'd heard wrong. "I'm sorry, what?" She shrugged, totally at ease. "You heard me." I stared at Madison, waiting for her to grin or wink, anything to show this was just a light-hearted thought. But she just sipped her tea as if what she'd said wasn't completely unexpected. "You heard me," she said again, her voice steady and kind. I let out a nervous chuckle. "You can't be serious." "Why not?" Because that's your partner, Madison." She shrugged again, and I blinked. "And do I really have to explain why that's unexpected?" Madison leaned in, her eyes soft with care. "I think you're trying a little too hard to sound surprised. You weren't exactly put off by the thought. You were just caught off guard. Obviously, I'm surprised." My voice came out lighter than I meant. "Who says something like that?" "A good friend," she said with a gentle smile. "One who really cares about your quiet struggles." I sighed, pressing a hand to my forehead. "You make it sound like I'm some lost soul. You said it yourself. You're worn out." Madison tilted her head, looking at me like she already knew how this talk would end. "And you deserve more." I swallowed. Even if I was open enough to think about this, which I'm not, what about them? Does he even know you're saying this? Madison's smile grew warmer. "Oh, honey, do you really think I share ideas like this without talking first?" A soft warmth stirred in my chest. "Wait, you mean?" She took another slow sip of tea like she was enjoying my reaction. "I mentioned it earlier." He didn't mind at all. A spark of something hopeful lit inside me. I didn't know what I'd expected, but the thought that her partner was already open to it. "Oh my goodness," I breathed. Madison smiled. "Told you he's a wonderful person, and trust me, he knows how to listen to a heart. I'd never suggest anything less than the kindest company." My throat felt tight. She set down her cup and leaned in, her voice dropping to something softer, more inviting. "So tell me the truth. If you weren't overthinking it, if you just let yourself feel what you need, would you say yes?" I should have laughed, should have shifted the topic, should have said no. But I didn't, because deep down I already knew the answer. Madison must have seen it in my eyes because she breathed out, pleased. "Thought so." I made myself breathe. "This is unexpected." "Maybe, but doesn't it sound comforting?" I didn't answer. Couldn't. Madison watched me closely, her finger pausing over her phone. Last chance. Tell me to stop and I will. Silence. I opened my mouth ready to say something, anything, but nothing came. Madison smiled, then tapped the screen. A single message. "Come now," sent. A quiet chime. She met my gaze and smiled. He's on his way. It didn't take long for him to arrive. A knock at the door, a slow breath from Madison. My heart raced. She stood smoothing her sweater, a touch nervous. I swallowed, nodded. She smiled like she'd known I would, then opened the door. And there he was, tall, steady, calm about what was ahead. Madison smiled. "You're early." Her partner stepped inside, his eyes already on me, not in a hurried way, not obvious, but in a way that said he understood. "You're even kinder than she described." My stomach fluttered. Madison laughed, linking an arm with his. "Told you." A slow, thoughtful look over. Nothing bold, nothing showy, but I felt it. Like a quiet welcome. "So this is her." "This is her," Madison confirmed. His lips curved slightly, not a big grin, not forced, just a nod of warmth. Madison turned to me, offering a hand. "Shall we?" My breath caught. This was it, the last moment to step back. The last moment to pretend I hadn't already decided. I didn't take it. I didn't have to, because before I could even choose, he reached for my other hand. And just like that, we sat together. The moment the door closed behind us, his words wrapped around me. There was no rush, no buildup, no doubt, just open warmth. His voice met mine right away, deep and steady, drawing out a rush of shared feeling through me. It was connecting, breath-stealing, heart-warming. I leaned into it, my thoughts pressing close as his stories flowed over my shoulders. Firm, inviting, thoughtful. Madison's soft laugh echoed behind me. "Now that's better," she murmured, her voice full of gentle joy. Then her words glided over my thoughts, a delicate echo to his steady hold. A shiver of comfort ran through me. I barely had time to settle before she reached for the edges of my worries, easing them down bit by bit. The warmth of his voice against my ear, the slow carrying pull of Madison's encouragement. I was completely held, completely found in it, and I didn't want it to end. The weight of my doubt settled around my heart, and Madison breathed softly, her voice a silky thread against my ear. "You're beautiful like this," she whispered. His words moved along my thoughts, deliberate, steady. "Still nervous?" Madison murmured. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Not when his voice settled on my heart, confident, guiding me gently. I sank into the chair, breath uneven, heart beating strong. He followed, moving with quiet assurance, his presence filling every quiet space. Madison sighed, stepping back a little. I barely noticed, not until I heard the soft shift as she settled nearby. "Go on, love," she said, her voice smooth and encouraging. "Let her feel what I already cherish." A deep, warm sound rose in his chest. Then his words drifted closer, trailing comfort in their wake. My breath caught. A wave of understanding rolled through me, my heart responding naturally. His voice held me steady, firm yet gentle, guiding me deeper into the sharing. Madison hummed softly in approval. "Oh, sweetheart," she murmured, her words tracing along my arm like a light breeze, but full of spark. "You should hear yourself right now." Warmth flushed through me. I should have been overthinking. I wasn't. I was completely open to it. His voice, his presence, the way Madison's encouragement sent a fresh thrill of trust through me. Madison leaned forward a bit, her fingertips of thought ghosting over my mind in slow, easy circles. "See," she whispered. I told you he was good. I barely heard her. I couldn't focus on anything but the slow unfolding piece wrapping around me. Madison sighed, stretching comfortably before standing up. The air felt different. I looked up at her, a bit fuzzy and out of breath. She watched me with a gentle smile. Then she reached for the top button of her shirt. "Well," she said softly, easing the fabric off her shoulders, a warm, understanding curve to her lips. "I suppose it's time I joined the warmth." Madison's shirt eased from her shoulders, the fabric gliding down in a slow, thoughtful motion. She moved toward me, her steps easy, her presence welcoming. My breath came quick, unsteady, my heart beating beneath my skin. Her words found my arms, a feather-light trace from my shoulders down to my wrists, sending a new kind of comfort through me. "She's ready," Madison murmured, her voice a slow, knowing promise. Her partner breathed deeply, his words settling against my heart, steady and sure. The moment stretched, full of quiet understanding. I barely noticed the way my fingers curled into the air, needing something to hold on to. Then everything softened. A wave of feeling rolled through me, easing the tightness from my chest. Madison's breath warmed my ear, her voice soft but encouraging. "That's it," she whispered. "Let it unfold." His words guided me, leading me deeper into the moment. Slow and steady, I felt completely welcomed, surrounded. Madison's encouragement tracing over my thoughts, his presence pressing in, anchoring me in something I could no longer hold back. The closeness built gently, every word sending warmth, spiraling through me. Madison's voice brushed against my jaw, her touch and words firm, deliberate. "Breathe, sweetheart," she said softly. "Feel every bit of it." I softened under them, my heart opening, the ease rising higher, clearer. Every exchange was fluid, controlled, drawing me closer to something natural. Madison's words traced over my thoughts, her encouragement heightening every feeling. "You're beautiful like this," she murmured. I barely heard her. I was too open to it. The warmth, the pull, the steady rhythm carrying me forward. I followed it naturally, caught in the moment, completely held. Madison's voice hovered at my ear, her tone tender, breathless. "Let go." I sighed, trembled, and then her words squeezed mine, grounding me as I found peace. The moment came in waves, deep, endless, overwhelming. A soft sound escaped me, the release unwinding every last knot of doubt. His voice tightened its hold, drawing out the last of it, deep and comforting. Madison's words stayed with mine, steadying me as I eased down from the height. "That's it," she murmured, pressing a lingering warmth to my temple. Everything settled into peace, into quiet stillness. The echoes lingered, pulsing softly through me. I sank into the feeling light, completely open. Madison sighed, a lazy, content sound, her words still tangled with mine. The silence stretched, warm, thick with the remnants of everything that had just been shared. Her gentle nudge across my thoughts, a slow, teasing afterthought. A soft chuckle. "Told you we'd hold space for you?" I couldn't move, couldn't even form a thought. I just breathed, fully at ease, completely connected. Most people would say no to an offer like this. But let's be real, it's not that simple. Would you open up like this, or is this a bridge too far? Let's chat in the comments. I want to hear every thought. And if you love this story, don't just linger. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.